Good afternoon, Mark of the Expert Corner Group, and I want to try to do I wrote it down because it's important. I want to try to do something right here, and it may be above my pay scale, and I'm trying to look at the words. I don't know if it's an introduction or an overview or a breakdown or a categorization, but what I want to do is I want to talk about stones. And in a general overview fashion to help you to understand one versus the other so that all of us can maybe get on the same page when we're talking about them and using them. So let me just break this down, and I'm going to try to use terms that are appropriate and not wrong, although they may not be technical terms. I'm trying to help you to just understand the concept. So we have what I'll call are the fixed stones and the floating stones. First of all, in general, what I'm talking about is abrasives and the method of using abrasives, sharpening steel. And the abrasives are affixed onto a sharpening stone, whether the stone be whatever it is or the stone be a leather strop. They're all the same thing. They're affixed to something that I'm rubbing across my knives in a sharpening process, okay, in general. We have the fixed stones like diamond stones, lapping films, wet stones, ceramic stones. The stones are fixed to the medium. And we have what I call the soft stones or the non-affixed, the applied stones, like a strop. And that is a substrate, a base that a vehicle, whether it's a spray liquid or an emulsion or a paste, that has mixed in it an abrasive, and that mixture is applied onto a surface so that that stone, that strop, can be rubbed across the steel. That stone on that soft or unfixed medium is applied and moves. These stones, these abrasives are fixed, so they stay put. The ones that are applied, the action that they exert on the steel is different than the action of a fixed stone. How we use the action of them in our sharpening technique is an experiential thing. That's what I call the art of sharpening, learning how to put these all together. And that's why I'm trying to talk about stones in this sense. The fixed stones, all of them, they all wear one way or another. They all start out brand new with their abrasives, and the abrasives either actually wear, fracture, wear down, or they wear off, they break off, they remove, they go away. So the abrasives wear down and eventually get discarded. Some of them are renewable, some of them are not. Diamond stones, whether it be the wicked edge diamond stones, which are diamonds that are plated with a metal plating. I believe it's a nickel alloy to steel, and then these plates are fixed to the handles. Other brands like these Genda are diamonds that are plated to a metal plate and affixed onto this formatted plate that works with handles. These are from other sharpeners used with wicked edge, but they are all fixed. if you look at a ceramic stone, the abrasive is fixed on this plated medium. So when you move the plate across the steel, that action of the abrasives across the steel is very consistent, and it becomes associated. That scratch pattern is associatable with a medium. And different mediums, ceramics, diamonds, CBN, whether we're talking about the lapping films, let me grab one here. A lapping film, which is a handle with a glass plate. It has a plastic stick-on that have diamonds embedded in it. So it is the same exact thing in theory, just the diamonds are thinner. And these lapping films are available with aluminum oxide and silicon oxide and other abrasives besides diamonds. These are ceramics. There's different kinds of ceramics, but they're all fit. But the point I'm trying to make is each has their particular scratch pattern and the way that they physically abrade the steel. That is all together and qualifies the abrasives, the diamond scratch pattern and the quality of it, the aggressiveness, the wear of the stones, all that becomes a quality of diamonds. The ceramics have their quality. How the diamonds abrade the steel and leave it looking finished, and how a ceramic does it is different. So their individual scratch patterns are different. And as we use them together in a sequence, it is up to us to determine which differences in the scratch patterns fit together and give us the results of our liking. And that is the artistry of sharpening. We're not going to get into there. But what I want to talk about now with the fix to get, okay, so we understand that the strops, the abrasive is applied on it, whereas this is fixed into it. It's on it, so those abrasives move. So the way the action, it sometimes is called burnishing. So not only is it abrasive, but it rolls, and those abrasives get embedded in the leather and they stick, and then they push and they abrade like a diamond stone. So it's a mixed thing. On the fixed stones, because I spoke about diamonds, and then we have the wet stones, which is a fixed stone, and they have a mixture of all different kinds of abrasives made from the different factories that are embedded in a ceramic that is baked and hardened, and some of them are just dried, and some of them are vitrified, and some of them are sintered, and some of them are epoxies. There's all different substrates, which leads to the sacrificial or consumable stones, which the diamond resin matrix stones I have here, which is another fixed stone like the diamond stones, and the diamonds can be the same, but this one, the diamonds are affixed in a resin matrix base that wears, and it can be rejuvenated with an abrasive by scuffing off the old surface, leveling and smoothing it out, and rejuvenating the diamonds. Whereas this kind is plated to last a lifetime until it wears and wears and wears till you don't want to use it anymore. So you have those two kinds, and then the whetstones are like the diamond resin matrix. That's why they invented them, so that they would be like a whetstone, which is a ceramic, homogeneous ceramic holding the abrasives. And as this wears, using it on your knife, it is consumable and wears, it will dish as it gets used up, and then you can lap it smooth to rejuvenate that surface, and this will wear down with time. Now, whetstones, some of them are used soaked in water to make them wet. Some of them are used just spritzed. The variety of all of these different whetstones give different scratch patterns and different qualities. Some whetstones are better cutters. Some whetstones are better polishers. Some whetstones are clean cutters. Other whetstones are homogeneous or polymorphic, maybe that's the word, a difference in the shape of the abrasives. And diamonds are like that too, and we'll talk about that. A difference in the abrasives, that the quality of, say, a Sohiro stone is more of a polishing quality because there's a mixture of abrasives, whereas the Shapton glass stone is more of a cutting quality because it's doesn't have that polymorphic mix in the abrasives. Now I'm going to stop this video and I want to come back and I want to talk about that with diamond compounds, the mono diamonds versus the poly diamonds along this same thought process.